You know what this is good for? Absolutely nothing. Oops. Same with this. No. Not another bike check. This is more of a first look at the brand new Yeti SB140. If you're watching this on Monday, it has just come out. I'm going to build this thing up and tell you a little bit about the spec and what I'm doing with it. I know the big question that you have is, what will Nate drink this time? This is an integral part to my program. Do not use fake limes. Do not use lime juice, only fresh limes. This video is made possible by my friends over at Worldwide Cyclery. If you are interested in purchasing anything that I'm using to build this bike, I will have a link in the video description. Any purchases you make go directly to support my channel and buy me more gin. Gin Ricky Bobby. Go check out my homies over at Worldwide Cyclery. They have a sweet YouTube channel. They're happy to answer questions. As this bike gets released today, I think they're going to do a video on it as well, so there'll be lots of internet things to look at about 140. Alright guys, let's talk a little bit about the geometry of the new Yeti SB140. The head angle is 65 degrees on the nose with a 160 fork, so that's a bit slacker than previous gen bikes in this genre. 140 millimeters of travel out back. It kind of falls right between the 5 and the 6 as far as travel goes, 5.5 inches. Out front, I have a 160 Lyric. That's going to be at a 37.5 millimeter offset. Yeti has basically continued throughout their line the progressive geometry, the longer front end. This bike is about an inch longer than 5 and 6 were. Basically, you get the best of both worlds. You get a bike that's playful and nimble, but still stable because of the long front end at speed. A reasonably short chainstay. Another improvement that Yeti has made to the geometry is that the seat angle is 77, just like their 130, 150. So this thing's going to climb sweet, and I'm going to run this with a 40 millimeter stem. This is basically like a jib bike, a fun bike, a bike to rip on. I might do some racing on it, but this is going to be for hucking the flat, smashing into things, that sort of stuff. It's kind of how I ride on my bikes, but this one is a little more playful in mind. So I am going to run a 170 reverb axis dropper on this bike. It should give me a little more room to play around, as this bike is intended as a jib wagon. A little more clearance for my butt when I'm hitting sweet jumps and hucking the flat. I am running SRAM axis on this bike. Yeti is definitely thinking a little bit here, and they've made some little plugs that plug the holes, because it turns out I don't need these holes anymore and I don't want them to fill up with gin. Yeah, pretty good solution, pretty simple solution. One other thing that Yeti has done is they've made a aftermarket shuttle guard, which is pretty smart, I have to say. It's gonna go like right there. So yeah, these are available as a little hop up for your frame from Yeti. We'll stick that right on there. Maybe that's in the right spot, maybe it's not. Alright, so 750 millimeter wide carbon descendant turvative bar, 5x7 sweep. Always use your torque wrench, kiddos. Don't want to be breaking carbon bars when you're hucking 10 feet to flat. So I just want to be fully transparent, guys. I am a professional athlete. I do work with all of these companies. These guys are making this possible. I will say that I choose to work with all these companies. I do believe that they make the best parts in the business. But yeah, these guys help me out, so take all this with a grain of salt. I do have no affiliation with Monashee Spirits. So if you're an alcohol company watching this, send me booze to be featured. I also have no affiliation with Crown Prince naturally smoked oysters. I've been running this on my last few builds for the last couple of months, and honestly I've been super impressed with the shift quality, ride quality. They're super durable. You can do that and it's fine. I got it wet, I poured vodka all over it. Seems to be holding up. So yeah, we're gonna keep running these until further notice. Ugh. Yeah, it's done. This little guy goes in there. Boom. Clean. I haven't run a 27.5 bike for some time now. I've been on the big wheels. Maybe I'll turn this into a mullet eventually, but for now, I'm kind of excited to be back on these little wheels. Look how small it looks. So Zip 30 motos, they do come with the tire whiz on here. Basically tells you your pressures on an app. It blinks at you red when you're not within the parameter that you've set in the app, so you can just look down, and if your light is green, that means you are at the correct pressure and you can proceed to send. I am going to wrap these in Maxxis rubber. I'm going to do a DHF 25 on the front, and in the rear, I'm going to do a high roller, maybe a double down. We'll see. This bike's kind of for hucking and jumping and playing, so I'll probably put some heavy tires on it and give it hell. Pro tip for you, always line up the valve stem on the X. It's proven to be 10 seconds faster. For this build, I'm going to use gin for sealant. Works just as well as any of the other sealants on the market. Right in my eye. Full danger. Look at this little guy. So cute. I've been running these Zip 30 motos since January actually, and strangely enough I haven't been able to break one yet. These have the built-in ankle compliance, so when you hit things you don't get deflected, the wheel moves. It also keeps you from pinch flatting. Yeah, a cocktail. It's important to keep the levels while you're doing these bike builds. You don't want to get faded and make mistakes. This build snack is oysters, and I've been known to carry these in my pack and eat them on trail. This guy has a little pepper on top. So greasy. I always drink the oil out of the oysters for superpowers. Levels. I'm going to run 180 rotors all around on this bike. Torque to spec. I'm going to pair that up with some codes for supreme stopping power. Never heard anybody complain about having too much brake, so spin on it. No one likes a dry axle. Oh yeah. Lubrication. So 140 is spec'd for clearance for a 2.6 tire. This is a 2.5. I have heaps of room. Yeah, heaps. You can tell I've spent some time in New Zealand. Is anybody else ready for wireless brakes? Couldn't be bothered to run this brake line. Dance. It should be noted that the brake interface for this bike is direct mount for a 180 rotor. Thank you, Yeti. I don't know why you'd want to run a 160 in the rear. We're not trying to save weight anymore. We're trying to stop. Perfect. Brake fluid is good for your skin. Ooh, so easy. Amazing. Death to cables. Always use your torque wrench on your stem and your bars. This looks aggressively high. Oil slick chain. Makes a suitable piece of jewelry if you're Flavor Flav. This is very greasy on my neck. Wardrobe. Okay. I guess I'll put a water bottle cage on this thing. Sure does look nice without it. Water sure is overrated. Just want the internet people to be happy, because surely bikes are unrideable without water bottle cages. This is just not gonna work. Backcountry research straps. Best straps in the game. A little more down tube protection. That should work, right? I need a water bottle. So what am I gonna do with this thing? Think jumps, jib bike, hucking, log rides, stump jib. You can ride it like a mountain bike. You can do an uphill challenge if you're Jeff Kendallweed. It's good for anything. It's a mountain bike. Big cheers to Worldwide Cyclery for sponsoring this video. Thanks a bunch to my partners for making all this possible. Wouldn't be able to do this without you guys. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments. Happy to answer them. Let me know if I should turn this into a mullet bike. Let me know if I should put a 26-inch wheel in the back and a 29er in front. Disclaimer, this is for entertainment purposes only. Don't take anything I say seriously. Technical data could or could not be correct. Proceed with caution. Go check out Worldwide Cyclery's YouTube channel if you want tech information from nerds that ride bikes, actually. 2.6 for life. Like that smash button. Subscribe if you aren't already. Do that stupid YouTube stuff that people ask you to do at the end, or don't. Thanks for watching. Cheers. Stay tuned if you want to hear my gin Ricky recipe. This is how I make a gin Ricky. Step 1. Life's too short for dull knives. Let it be known that this is not lime juice. This is unacceptable. If you're the type of person that uses this, unacceptable. Back to what we were doing. This is lime, fresh. So I like to use 2 limes in there. Hella hipster, fancy distillery gin. 50 bucks a bottle. Handwritten, number 16. That's how you know you paid too much for it. I'll do a shot and a half. Ooh, smell that juniper. And then a splash of soda and a pinch of salt. If you put salt in it, it qualifies as sports hydration, recovery, any of those things. The supplement industry will tell you the same thing. I'm gonna beat that lime up a little bit. Cheers, Gin Ricky. This is what athletes choose.